I want to share my top freelancing lessons over the past 12 years, building my design and education business. I want to share my top lessons so you can download it straight into your brain. The first thing I learned is that you need to be good at sales. A lot of creatives and designers, they're good at the design and creative part, but they suck at selling. They suck at selling their services. They suck at talking about value and talking to clients. And so the skill that you need to learn after design is sales. And number one is always ask high value questions. Talk about the goal. Make sure that you listen more than you speak when you're talking to a client, and just be very prompt and very communicative with them. You want to be confident on calls. You want to talk about money early on a call, and you also want to be able to communicate value and share how your solution or service will provide a solution to the client or the project. If you don't make sales, you don't make money, your business will go under. Now, the next thing I learned was pricing your work. I used to just do like $50 logos. My first logo was like $20. I didn't make any money. I was going on freelance sites like guru.com and freelancing.com, but it was all contests and I wasn't making money. So what I had to learn is I had to learn to price my work. And so number one, you need to understand that design has value, and also having strategic design, a bit of brand strategy will also add value as well. But when you price things, you need to account for tax. Tax can be 30% usually. You also want to add profit. You want to add at least 20% profit on top. So you constantly are making money each month. You need to consider your time and your production costs. You want to consider your experience, also your credibility as well. Maybe you've worked with big clients in the past. All these things matter when you price into something, and you might outsource web development or design. So you need to take that into account as well. So make sure you factor in all the costs before giving a price. If you charge too low, you're not going to make money in the long run, and you'll always be getting those low budget clients. So make sure you learn to price properly. Always think about the deliverables. If you have a bigger scope, it's going to take you longer. So the production and time will increase. If you have to maybe buy assets or buy certain plugins or fonts, that will have to be added on as well. You know, you pay for software like Adobe Creative Cloud, you might pay for Notion or like a CRM or an invoicing software like Rounded or Xero. And so you need to take that all into account when you're pricing your project. So always charge a bit more, but also deliver more value. So when you're packaging up your price, make sure that the client can see that the value is more than what they're paying. Which leads me up to tip number 2 is have tiered pricing or structured pricing. What I used to do is bundle things in bundles. So I could have like bronze, silver, and gold, where gold is all the bells and whistles, all the deliverables, all the fancy motion animations, and the lower package will be just like a logo only. And the reason why you want to do this is you want to drive people to the middle package, which is probably the most popular one. And the biggest package is something called price anchoring. So you'll put a really, really high price that's most likely double than the middle package. And so then what happens is with price anchoring, it makes the smaller amounts of money or the smaller packages a lot cheaper. But in reality, it's not that cheap. And so it's a psychological hack that you can do with price anchoring and the tiered approach. The other thing I did learn as well when it comes to the pricing is you never want to price hourly. The reason why is you can get punished for working fast. So if you are really good at design, you've been doing it for a long time, and it takes you like 5 minutes to do a logo, or it might take you an hour to do a logo, then you can only charge it for 1 hour. And so then, you know, some people might lie and say, oh, it took me 20 hours when it didn't really. And so you're being disingenuous to the client. So hourly is not the best. You always want to price either a flat fee, you know, $5,000, this is what you get, or whatever it is, or price based on value. So if you can generate $100,000 in sales by creating a high converting website for your client, then it's fair to say that I can charge 10% of that value, which is $10,000 for that website and brand design that we're doing for the client. So if you can generate value, and you know, it's not always going to be guaranteed, but maybe you can guarantee by hiring the best talent, A players, then you can do that. Then you can make that promise to your client. Just make sure you deliver. Which brings me to the next lesson is always under promise and over deliver. We always hear this time and time again, but a lot of designers either fail to deliver on time, they can't hit deadlines, or usually what happens is they might say something, but they can't keep their word, you know, something, the family pops up or whatever it is. Your reputation is on the line. So you want to make sure that tell a client, hey, it's going to take 3 days. Make sure you add some buffer time. So add at least 2 days. So instead of saying 3 days, I'll say, hey, it's going to take me 5 days to do it. And then I deliver it early, and it makes you look fast and makes you look better because I'm keeping my word and I'm delivering the work to my client. So make sure you always over deliver, go the extra mile, because a lot of designers are not going to do that. Now, if you're someone who is shy and introverted, you're probably going to struggle with marketing yourself. Now, marketing yourself is the biggest thing you can do for your business, because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it for you? You don't have a magical salesperson helping you unless you hire someone. Clients need to know who you are. And so if they don't know who you are and what you do, then you're not going to get any clients. So in reality, what you need to do is you need to share your work constantly. Don't fear criticism. Your work will always improve over time. So when you're starting out, yes, it will be crap. You'll probably suck. But over time, your work's going to get better and better. So I recommend sharing your work either on LinkedIn, Instagram, or X. Community is good on Instagram. X has a lot of designers and like Web3 tech people. LinkedIn has a mix of different businesses from all types of industries. So you'll get a mixed bag there. But I'd say those three platforms are the best. Facebook is more driven by reels and like Facebook groups. So but a lot of the groups I find are low quality, unless you get into a good freelance group that like agencies come in and look for freelancers, but they're more rare. The main point I'm trying to get across is constantly share your work, share your portfolio. If it's a concept project or a client project, it doesn't matter, just share it and try and post often. If you can post daily, do it. If you can't, try post at least 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and do it when a time when everyone's online. Typically in the morning or afternoon, not during lunch. Some people on lunch break, they go out to eat. So you want to do it on the times when they're scrolling on social media. So maybe you haven't even had a portfolio yet and you can't market yourself, then you need to learn how to build a portfolio. Now, when you're building a portfolio, you want to show the work that you want to get more of. If you show work that you don't want to do, say maybe you hate doing cafe branding and you're showing cafe branding in your portfolio, then you're most likely going to get more clients that want that type of work. So make sure you show work that you want. If you want futuristic tech SaaS companies, try and post that work. If you have none of those clients yet, you need to create a fake project, a concept project, or offer your services for free. And this is a good way to get a free testimonial, get the work that you want to post it on your portfolio, and then you can use that to market yourself and share it, the work and concepts online. So you need to share the work you want, build a portfolio, because without a portfolio, people can see if you're good within a few seconds of seeing your work. Like I've seen thousands of portfolios over the years, critiquing or hiring someone or just scrolling on X. I see portfolios all the time. You can really tell when someone has a finesse, like good typography skills, understands color, understands hierarchy, Gestalt principles, etc. So if your portfolio and cover images stand out, it's going to make a big difference. Because in reality, first impressions matter. When a client looks at your work, your website, your portfolio, they want to be like, damn, this looks good. Like, wow, like he's got a really keen eye for design, high quality, it's sharp. So make sure you work on that craft and build a solid portfolio. Now, if you've got an amazing portfolio, you're marketing yourself, then you need to learn to attract clients. When I first started out, I used to just cold email people, cold call. I used to just try everything, reach out to people on social media. Sometimes things work, sometimes it didn't, and I wouldn't get any leads, wouldn't get any sources. So I'd have to get a part-time job just to pay the bills. So what I learned is that instead of being a hunter, you need to be a farmer. Now, the problem with being a hunter is a hunter hunts for the kill or hunts for, a deer or a piece of meat. And once they have that kill, they have to go hunting again. And you only have finite amount of meat or resource for a short period of time. Whereas a farmer, he goes and plants seeds in the fields. And so if you are someone who plants a lot of seeds, you reap what you sow. So think of like your content or your portfolio or your work or your work in progress files as seeds that you can plant and share on social media to attract clients. When I started doing this and sharing my work and teaching design to other designers, it also brought in new clients as well. And I've done this through creating YouTube tutorials, videos, process videos, sharing just design tips, also sharing my portfolio, sharing client work, and these have all helped me attract the right clients. You always want to avoid low budget clients, and most of them go to those cheap sites like Fiverr and Upwork and those type of sites. You want to be a person that attracts good clients by posting quality work. And remember, there's science out there that says you need to have at least 11 interactions with a brand before you buy from them. So that's how much trust you need to build with your clients. They need to see you, at least 10 times before they consider buying from you. It's all about perception. It's all about psychology. Now, the other lesson I learned is having a clear process. When I was a newbie at this, I just did the magic reveal. Now, the magic reveal was basically a client says, hey, I need a logo. They might send me an email and say, I need this logo to look like this or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Go off, do my design and be like, oh yes, it looks amazing. Present my design. And then the client's like, this doesn't look good, or this doesn't feel right. Or, can you make the logo bigger? Or it's not really what I was expecting. And so what happens is you get stuck in revision hell where you're doing tons of revisions. Sometimes I even done up to like 10 revisions, I think, on a project, and the client still wasn't happy. And that's because I failed to have a strategic, clear process. You want to have a creative process where you have a strategic brand strategy session or discovery call, and then you take them through research, mood boarding, user personas, brand goals, all those things, customer journey, and then take them through mood boarding or stylescapes, then take them to the design process where you design the logo, the identity, then you do revisions, then you can take that and do production and deliver the files, on a Dropbox. Then you've got offboarding and website stuff. And so you need to have a clear process that's structured. So every time I work with a new client, I know I'm going to get great results because that process works. And then over time with each new project, what I typically do is audit my process. I'm like, was there any bottlenecks? Because bottlenecks are areas where, it's squeezing the top, where it's like there might be friction or it caused delays or there was too much time or maybe messed me up somewhere. I'll try and fix those bottlenecks and improve the process for next time. So if you can automate parts of your process using tools, I personally use like Notion. I have an invoicing tool as well called Rounded. That works for me. And then I use like filters in Gmail and labels and just make things really, really easy. Now, once you've got clear processes, I learned to develop systems as well. So for me, I have a content system that allows me to generate content in batches instead of just trying to do it one at a time. So when I grew my Instagram following to 100,000 from around 2020 to like 2022, basically I had a system of like a Kanban board, similar to like a Trello board in Notion. And I had tags and I had a pipeline of, I would write on one day, then I would design on another day, and then I would schedule the posts in one go. And having this like simple Kanban board system allowed me to post content very frequently, all the time, even daily at one point for like many months. And that's helped me grow my social following. So a system doesn't have to be content. It can be bringing in leads, onboarding, offboarding, all that type of thing. So it can be any part of the business, whether it's sales, leads, marketing, content, design, admin, whatever it is. Build systems because you fall to the level of your systems, as James Clear said in Atomic Habits. When I was a younger designer, I didn't really want to meet up with people and go to events. I was really reluctant to like step out and do that, probably because I was a little bit shy. I just wanted to stay home and work on my designs. But when I realized that you have to actually actively network with the right people, because it's all about positioning yourself in the right environments. If you're in the right space, right environment, you can meet the right person that can connect you to someone who's rich, someone who's got money, or someone who has an established business that then they can work with you. And so if you're not constantly networking, either through talking to people online, collaborating, going to local events, not just design events, but like business events, then what's going to happen is you're not going to have a steady pipeline of people inquiring or talking to you or want to get to know you. Because if people don't know you, then you're going to get less opportunities. You want to give so much and connect with so many people that there's conversations happening behind the scenes that they're talking to other businesses. So your name pops up in those conversations. So focus on building trust and creating relationships with other business owners that can work in your favor, but also make it a win-win. So like you're helping them and you help each other. Which leads me into the next lesson is collaborate with other agencies. Sometimes you can reach out to, say, a strategy studio that doesn't do design and you can do design services. Other times, I've had friends who they would do web design and they would outsource the SEO services to another agency. That's another way to collaborate. But you can also collaborate in the sense of working on a product together, whether it's just a service or a product, or even a content piece. I used to collaborate with other designers, creating like carousels, teaching something. And so for me, that was a great way to build my audience, leverage my audience with other people's audiences because they might have a more following. So that was good. And also leverage other people's skill sets and specialties. Whereas, I was more of like a logo, brand identity and web design. I didn't really do the other stuff. So, I would always look for other agencies. Maybe if they had overflow work. So they either had too much work or maybe they were looking for a specialist. I would always reach out to bigger agencies or medium sized that had that extra budget to outsource. And that's how I got some extra jobs. Now, one of the greatest things that I ever did was build my personal brand. Not only did I network, share my work, create content, but I started to build my personal brand. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I get so many opportunities, whether it's affiliate deals, brand deals, sponsorships, work with brands like Logitech, Adobe. I got to get design services as well, websites and branding and stuff like that. So I get so many different opportunities, which is super cool. I'm very blessed and thankful. I thank God for those opportunities. And it's all because I built my personal reputation. Because your personal brand is everything, right? When people can trust you, you'll get so much more people wanting to work with you because they know you can deliver and they know that you're the best. You're the go-to person in the industry for this skill. So being an authority and having credibility is one of the best ways to build your influence, get more clients, And the way you do this is you share content, you share your expertise, you teach everything you know. You can also write a book and become an author. That's another great way to do it. And also doing speaking. So I've done a lot of online podcasts. I've done a few speaking things as well. I've done some conferences, which is super cool. So all these things that I do builds my level of influence, builds my credibility. So people know that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just some random guru online, because I've been doing this for over 10 years. And so I want to reiterate that I've done this a long time, and you need to remember it's about the compounding effect. Compound effect is all about momentum. Think of a snowball. When you have a snowball rolling down a hill, it starts off really, really small, and then it gets bigger and bigger as it picks up more momentum, picks more snow up as it's going down the mountain. And so that's the same thing as a compound effect. 1% each day, if you get better 1% every day, you can improve your business, improve yourself. But you need to make sure that you're not just working on your skills, but you're working on your business, not just in the business. And so as a freelancer, you got to picture the long-term success. Don't focus just on money. Focus on becoming a person of value and developing high-value skills that people pay for. If you do this consistently, you'll have long-term success. I find a lot of freelancers and creatives, they quit after 6 months or 3 months because they give up, they can't get clients, or they just suck at business. They don't have the skills, they're not as good as they thought. And so people give up too early, when if you stick with it, you will be a success. But success doesn't come easy. You need to make the sacrifices and put in the work. Which brings me on to the next lesson, is work hard and smart. You need to do both. A lot of people might just say, oh, stop working hard, just work smart, because if you look at all the people that work 9 to 5, they're technically working hard, but they're not wealthy, they're not rich. They haven't built a business. And so the best thing to do is you need to work hard on your freelance business, because what you can do is you can scale it up and turn it into an agency that can generate 10, 20, 30K a month. And you can make multi-six figures if you've built it up to a level. It may take many years. It could take 5 years. It could take 10 years, or maybe a few years, depending on how good you are and your growth rate. But you need to be willing to cut all distractions, whether it's Netflix, video games. I remember when I was younger, I had a season of grinding for 2-3 years straight where I stopped playing video games. I was just focused on, going to the gym. I was focused on just sitting down, doing YouTube videos. I started doing that in 2015, just pumping videos, creating courses, and I was just going all in. And I didn't see results till 3-4 years later, when everything started picking up and my brand started growing. But it took many years of working hard, sweating, focusing, and having that monk-like laser focus. And you just want to produce value, you want to produce results, and you want to create. If you're not creating, then you're just going to stagnate and you're going to consume. And if you become just a consumer, you become someone who doesn't create anything in the world, and you're not going to be able to make money if you're not doing that. And so just a reminder, be willing to sacrifice. I did 2 internships when I got out of uni. I studied Bachelor of Design. I didn't get paid. The first internships, I didn't get paid. I just wanted to learn. I just wanted to consume knowledge, ask lots of questions, make mistakes, and just fail forward. And this really helped me just grow really fast. The next tip is always ask for referrals. A lot of people don't ask. If you don't ask, you don't receive. So it's a principle. It's a spiritual law. And so after every single project you do, always ask for a referral and a review from your client, and also offer to help them if they have other assets or brands or projects they want to work on. And so this helps you not only get, solid 5-star Google reviews that you can share, testimonials online on your social media, but it's going to also make those people think of you when they talk to other businesses or other friends that they know they might need a website or a logo or a design. And so always ask, and then have a system, a referral catch-up system, basically, where every 3 months and then 6 months you follow up or check in. I don't like the word follow up because it seems a bit, tacky and salesy, but you say just checking in with your past clients and ask them how they're going, how's the brand, ask for the referrals as well, or in a friendly, nice way, because you're here to help. You're a service. You're serving your clients. So have that system where you can constantly ask. Now, if you're a designer that gets overwhelmed with doing all the different tasks, because being a freelancer, you're going to be having admin, sales, marketing, all these areas. The best thing to do is outsource the low value tasks. So I'd recommend hiring a virtual assistant. There's really great ones online or in Philippines or in some other countries, and they can help you with things like admin tasks, doing your emails, scheduling social media posts, scraping emails or leads online, researching businesses, organizing your files, folders, whole bunch of things. They can literally do a lot of things that you don't like to do, because I'm sure you just want to design logos, create websites. So you need to think like a business owner, not just as a single solo freelancer. If you just want to be a solo freelancer, you can do that. But a lot of these guys that say I'm solo, they have people working for them. They're outsourcing, they've got a virtual assistant, they've got another designer, they've got an editor. And so just keep in mind, in reality, it's better to outsource tasks that are low value so you can focus on high value, which is like creating content, reaching out to clients, closing deals, getting on calls with potential clients. Now, if you can't do something, hire a specialist. For me, I can dabble in a bit of 3D, bit of Spline, bit of Adobe Dimension, bit of Blender, but I'm not really the best at it. So if I want to do a project and we're using like custom 3D, custom motion or illustration, I would hire a specialist that's very good at that. And then what you do is just you charge more and then work with that person. And if you're not good at managing or working with someone, then you learn that skill to get better at it. And it's going to be way better because then you can offer more services. At the end of the day, if you're just doing logos, you can't really make that much money doing logos unless you're the top 1%. So you need to have more services that you can do. And the other thing I've learned is that it's better to specialize to generalize. So it's good to niche down, but eventually you want to project one voice or one personality, online. And then from that, when you bring a client into your ecosystem, you offer all these other services. It could be like websites, SEO, automation, AI integrations. You can offer social media templates, like whatever service you can offer, then it's going to be better because you can earn more money. You can add more value to the client as well. Whereas if you just stick with doing one service, it's not the best. It works for some people, but if you want to grow your freelance business, then you need to have a multitude of services and skills that you can utilize. And then lastly, just remember, clients only care about results. They don't care necessarily about the process. They do care about the client experience, how you made them feel, because people will always remember the emotion, the feeling they get when they work with you. But they care about, will you save me more time? Will you generate more income? Will you get them more leads? Will you convert better on their website? Those are the main things. You need to find ways to improve your results. How can you get better results for your clients? Even if it requires you to sacrifice more time or give free work or whatever here and there, then do it. It's going to be worth it because your client will remember that you went the extra mile, you helped them out. So I hope these freelancing lessons help you grow your freelance business. If you do want to learn more, I actually do have a short 2-hour freelance course where I share everything I know about working with clients, my processes, how to find clients, how to freelance and do all that stuff. I'll put the link in the description below. It's on Skillshare. You do get 1 month in the description below as well if you want to watch it on there, or you can buy the course on my website, jeremymura.com/courses, and check it out there. If you want to learn some more freelancing stuff, I've got some cool design tips right here.